as time flies by, you'll open up your eyes wide. You feel it's gonna go your way. Hey, hey, it's a brand new day. Hey, 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 it's a brand.
Welcome back to Marbella Now. My name is Nicole King, and it's wonderful to be here in RTV Marbella studios in the heart of the city. Because of COVID, the restrictions and lockdown, I'm going to welcome my next guest via Zoom. A very familiar face on Marbella Now, that of Marisa Moreno, the Danish consul and also lawyer with Just Law Solicitors. Marisa, how lovely to actually see you. It's been a long time.
Yes, it's true. A long time that we have not been together. And now, because of the technology, we can be together, because otherwise it's going to be quite difficult.
It was. I mean, I was so looking forward to seeing you, but then with the restrictions changing again and everything closing at 6, it seemed just a shame to come from your area down to Marbella when with this new technology, well, not new technology, but thanks to technology. And actually, it's better for the planet that we're not all driving around as much as we used to.
Yeah. I hope so.
Marisa, I know lockdown for you was crazy as Danish consul and as a lawyer. It's now over when we were completely locked down, but how has it been for you since then, getting back to work as much in the law firm as with the consul?
Well, it really has been a very hard time and very hectic time. Just from the point of view as Danish consul, we have had to repatriate to get people back to Denmark, like 15,000 people from here to Denmark. And many of them, people that were old or sick and need some kind of help, or maybe they need authorization to driving along Spain, France, and Germany to get to Denmark. And this was suddenly, we only thought it was for 15 days. But 15 days, it became 3 months. And after 3 months, still everything is very uncertain. So at the law office, many people asking for their situation. And in this crazy year, mostly we have all these, of course, the health is the most important thing. So we have the COVID, so you have to keep safe. But in the meantime, so many people trying to dealing their own situation with Brexit, with all the official administration lockdown, and nobody answered the telephone. Just not be prepared, because not all the people were prepared, and all the estimate and all the administration were prepared to work online, working in remote, and it was really hectic period. For me, it was really, or it's been really hectic time as lawyers and as consul. Thousands of questions, because the law is so concrete, it's concrete and concise, but the law doesn't cover all the situation of the people, and say, okay, you cannot cross your border for the municipality. But people say, okay, I don't have to go to work, but I have to go to, I don't know, the airport to pick up my son. Can I do that or can't? So it's many questions that everyone try to adapt law to their own circumstances, and the law doesn't say how to do it. So the interpretation of the law is difficult. It's difficult as a lawyer, it's difficult as consul, and in the end, sometimes we have to say, okay, call the local police and ask, because each one has their own interpretation too. Even the other day, I was a client that asked me, but can I walk my dog after 6? I said, yeah, you can. But in the law, doesn't say it's something essential. It's essential to walk your dog. Yes, it's essential, but maybe only 100 meters from your house and only to do a wee.
I thought it was that we could be out until 10 o'clock at night, and then you had to be home from 10 at night to 7 in the morning. It was just the unessential businesses had to close, but we don't have to be home by 6 o'clock.
No, but this is something that we know now, but no when the BOHA just 3 weeks ago said, you know,
because
the BOHA say nothing, say you can do only from 6 to 10 to the curfew time. You only can do essential things. That means essentially shopping things or something, but you can do a sport too. You can walk. So people doesn't know because the law doesn't say the meaning of essential. Is walking your dog essential? Well, is walking yourself, you know, do not a sport, but to walk, to have a walk in the street essential? It's not essential, but it's not forbidden. So it's a many question, and it's a difficult time for all of us because I have no problem if I leave my office or the consulate after 7 or 8 or even 9. It's no problem. Even if I have to finish after 11, it's no problem because I can prove that is something that is essential for my job as consul, you know. But all these is clear in some point, but it's not so clear in other point. So has to be the Junta de Andalucía has to issue and publish a lot of frequent questions just to know where we are.
Yeah, it's certainly confusing. I know that so many people have different interpretations. In fact, I was with someone earlier and they said, no, because I have to be home by 6. And it's like, I don't think you do. Things have to close at 6 if they're not essential. But there is a lot of confusion. People don't know.
That's it. That's the point. You can walk. You can go for supermarket because supermarket are not closed at 6, as you well know. But in another way, some shop, for instance, the other day I was watching a video of a woman that has a shoe shop and went to Lidl and bought a pair of shoes and said, well, I have to close at 6, Lidl can close at 9 and can sell shoes. So all these has been ruled later. So now you have a security person in the supermarket just checking that you are only buying essential things.
Well, I'm pleased to hear that because it's quite unfair that small businesses are going to be destroyed by the larger ones being able to be open and selling everything at different hours. So I'm pleased to hear that.
Yeah. And in fact, the employees of the supermarket, they said that we are not authorized to tell the people, no, you cannot buy this or this item, you know, it's not our job. So they have to organize that the security or the local police that checkpoint at 5:30, 6, 6:30, and just to look what the people are buying at the supermarket. It's for this that I tell you that has been, and this is now after 9 months, you know, that more or less we know how the things works, but at the beginning was like you really don't know what you have to do, you know. I have seen many people with no mask, and well, you don't dare to ask, okay, you are asthmatic or you have any problem that you cannot wear your mask, or you don't wear your mask because you are denying the pandemic, or I have to call the police because I'm wearing the mask and other people doesn't wear the mask. So it's I feel that people are quite restless, you know.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a sense of confusion.
Yeah,
I think everyone's very confused. And when you just mentioned now 11 months, I mean, we talked and did interviews on Zoom all through the lockdown, keeping everyone connected. But when you just said now, Marisa, 11 months, it really is. It's been nearly a year that we've been going through all this.
Yeah. Well, 9 months because it was in March, but it's 9 months, and we are always hoping that this is going to finish soon. And thank God the vaccine looks like it's going to work, but we have to wait. And if the vaccine does work, we expect and we hope that we're going to have an avalanche of northern tourists next year, for sure, in spring, summer. Yeah, because people need to go on holidays. You have to keep in mind that, well, I haven't had any kind of holidays at all since last year in August. Well, not last year, but doesn't matter. It's since last year. And I'm really exhausted. I work every weekend because always is something, if it's not something because the government, published a new law, is because you have to be prepared for the next week restrictions and read all the interpretation and ask all the authorities how they interpret it. Look, we were in a very difficult legal discussion that we have with another council, with a couple of other councils. If you remember, Andalusia closed all the borders, but we still have planes landing in Malaga airport. That means that you cannot go to Madrid, but your friend can come from England to here.
Crazy.
Crazy.
Absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy.
That's it.
You can't go from Estepona to Marbella, but you can go from Essex to Malaga.
That's it. So people say, but cannot be possible. I said, yeah, it's possible. Well, it's possible. I don't say that it's sensible, but it's possible. In fact, is what it is. And I remember one of the councils say, cannot be true. I say, yeah, it's true, because the competency for the law for the airport is for the central government, and the Spanish border are still opened, and the competition, the jurisdiction for Andalusia is for the Junta de Andalusia, and they have decided to make a restriction to close the border by land borders, because they have no jurisdiction over the harbors or port or airport. So what I mean is so many questions, so many cases, so many different situations, and everybody wants an answer, clear answer and sure answer that many times I have not.
I can understand. I can understand. Marisa, we're going to have to leave it there, but it's lovely to see you. And all I can say to our viewers is, if you're Danish and you've got a question, obviously contact Marisa. But as a lawyer, as well, as you can see, a lot of interpretation. If in doubt, please do get legal advice and make sure that you're covered. Marisa, thank you so much. I hope to see you in person really soon.
I hope me too. I hope because we have to have a program, but in person soon. I hope.
I'll take that as a promise, not as a threat.
Okay. Oh, of course.
And just in case I don't see you before, I wish you a very happy Christmas.
For you too. Thank you very much.
God bless, Marisa. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Bye now.
You too. Stay safe, stay healthy. And we will be back with more in just a moment. We're going to go hear a few messages from our sponsors and our Zero Hero partners. And then we'll be back to finish off the week with Lily Van Tongeren of AAA with just a last message to end off the week. Don't go away.
Judy likes to consider herself a clever young woman, which is why she thought very carefully before choosing her insurance company. Now that she needs it, she's jolly glad she chose Linear Director, as it looks as if she might have something better to do. Why don't you be clever, like Judy? Call Linear Director on 952 14 78 34 and see which policy is best for you.
When I'm the designated driver, I think it's only fair that I get to choose a Zero Hero venue that rewards me with free soft drinks. My friends all get to choose and booze, and they feel safe going home with me. Make sure that you get your reward for being the designated driver. Why pay if you don't have to?
Zero Hero, welcome to the playwright.
Hello guys, welcome to Harbor. All the designated drivers are welcome here to the Harbor. And we are very proud to be a Zero Hero partner.
Dine is happy to be Zero Hero partner.
That's okay.
are proud to present Zero to Hero. Never drink and drive.
Yes, I mean, do you think that's across the piece?
McNulty's is proud to be a Zero Hero partner.
Hi guys, Ross here from Hogan Stand. Proud to be a member of the Zero Hero campaign. And we recommend everybody. Nobody drives drinking. Everybody who drives a car doesn't have any alcohol in their system, and we're proud to sponsor the Zero Hero program.
A big thank you to our Zero Hero partners. So grateful that they're jumping on board to create more safety awareness for our roads. 147 different nationalities, all driving around on the same road, and some people with more than a couple of bottles of wine in their system or whatever. So we do need to think about it to keep ourselves as safe as possible. Joining me to finish off the week once again is Lily Van Tongeren from AAA. Yes, she was here on Wednesday, and we chatted for a while, but we didn't get a chance to cover the Dine and Donate incentive. A little similar to the Zero Hero incentive, restaurants getting involved, don't pay anything, but they're rewarding the driver with a soft drink. In this case of Dine and Donate, Lily, the idea is if people choose a Dine and Donate restaurant, the restaurant will then donate part of the bill to AAA.
Yes. The restaurants can just kind of join, doesn't cost anything. We will do all advertising. We try to be in the newspapers, in the magazines, on your program, and wherever. We're probably also setting up our own Facebook not for the Zero Hero. I'm seeing that there, but
Dine and Donate.
Dine and Donate, and so that we can help the restaurants to promote themselves. And with the Dine and Donate program, it is that new people or different people will go and try new restaurants to promote the local restaurants who are having a very difficult time right now. And the thing that restaurants will do, they will donate anywhere between 5 or 25% of the total bill to AAA. And that is actually how the program works. So we like for different people to go to different restaurants, for new people so that the restaurant can build up a new clientele, as well as donating for AAA.
I'm thinking actually it's the cheapest way of advertising. And a lot of people during crisis cut back on advertising, and it's exactly the opposite. It's when you most need to make sure that your name is out there so people know you exist. And for example, your event at Casa Tua. I've never heard of Casa Tua until the AAA event.
Yes.
So it really does work.
Absolutely.
Any business is watching and like, oh, I can't afford to give a percentage of my bill, but can you afford not to?
Yeah, well, that is a major problem. We're visiting restaurants and asking them to join the Dine and Donate, and of course, all of them are in a very difficult period right now, and they all are not sure what is going to happen. And most of them right now are bringing down the prices to even get the people. But don't forget how an impact it can have to have, like you said, advertising, to be on a Facebook different than your own, to be in the newspaper different than your own, to have the restaurant mentioned several times by people so that they get to know them. So yes, it does cost a little bit. I do not expect that there's like 50 people every night coming into a restaurant to say that they sponsor AAA, because it's only the people
who say they've come for that.
Yes, only the people.
It's not everybody.
No.
If they say I'm here because of the Dine and Donate, then that bill is.
So if you have 50 people in your restaurant or 20 people in your restaurant, there might maybe one who says, I know about the Dine and Date program. I know you're joined, so please do percentage of my bill.
Well, I hadn't understood that before, so that's nice. It's not that they're committing, that everyone that goes in gets a percentage, because as I can see that
That
in these
would-
challenging
that- yes,
times,
that would not
could be
be-
scary. But if it's only the people who said, I've come here today because of the Dine and Donate,
Right.
those ones.
Yes,
that
so,
makes
and
sense.
those are, you get a lot of people who would like to support AAA in different ways. Also people who like to support AAA who do not have the money to support right now because, you know, it's a difficult time for everyone. But in that way, the people can say, oh, I love to support AAA and I would like to go out anyway. Let's go and have a dinner or a lunch right now and then tell them that we are supporters of AAA for the Dine and Donate program. So the restaurants do not have to worry that they have to lay out a tremendous amount of money. If you have a bill of 50 euros, it's only 5 euros. And
it's from people who have gone there only because of the Dine and Donate.
Yes, they might otherwise not go to the restaurant, but because they like to support AAA and they want to discover a new restaurant. So it's a win-win situation, but it needs to be understood.
No, and
it needs to be
also
understood.
new projects take time.
Yes.
They take time. I know maybe you don't have the time and you want the money in, but I know in the same thing, we started Zero Hero 2 years ago. Yeah. And it's only now that really it's taking off. There was 5, 10, but now it really is taking off. But again, people need to get used to it. People are scared of novelty, and it's just a confusing time.
It is a very confusing time. So yeah, any restaurant that's interested, we approach personally. There's a few of us doing this, and to explain the whole program and to help in what way or another. So it's a win-win for both people, but it needs to be understood. And I mean, we have all the time. You know, it's only one way of
the dogs aren't going away. I mean, AAA's been there for 26, 27 years. You're not going anywhere.
COVID or no COVID, dogs and cats will be there, and we will need the money. So there are different programs as the events that are coming up. We have some wonderful volunteers, of course, and there is an event coming up in the Tua restaurant, which was moved. It was downtown Marbella. It's now moved also in Marbella, just behind the
church?
Faro?
The lighthouse.
Lighthouse, thank you. And that is on the 3rd of December. Then there is Christmas lunch organized in La Sala on the 14th of December. And I think there are still some tickets available. Many were sold right away. But because of the restrictions, some people might not be able to come. So please try to get a ticket.
Yeah, because there might just be that cancellation.
Yes, yes, because of the restrictions came afterwards that they cannot come. A lot of people from Estepona booked and they cannot come. So please have a call La Sala and see if there's still room. Then there is a golf tournament or a ladies golf tournament organized by Marie Vine, one of our volunteers. And that's in El Paraíso, and that's on the 6th of December. That is for members from the golf club there, but people can either come for golf or just come for the lunch, and there will be a nice raffle. So all information will be available through me or AAA or the website.
Absolutely fabulous. It's nice to see that people, even though in a limited and a more restricted way, are still doing events, thinking of AAA. And I know that sometimes people say that it doesn't make sense to do a lunch and an event. You should just give the money to charity. However, I think Lily and I, we both see that there's a certain amount you'll just give us money.
Yes.
But then if I want to go out and have a meal, deprive myself so that but if you can then go out, have a meal and know that at the same time, you're just doing your bit.
Yeah.
I think it's a nice way. Because a lot of people say, oh, these dinners, 120 euros a ticket. But no, people wouldn't give them money. They're going because they're going for an evening, then they buy the raffles, and
yes,
there's just lots of ways around it.
Yes, if you have a little event and if you have a luncheon and it doesn't, the luncheons don't have to cost much money, like the La Sala is 35 euros. You have a full Christmas dinner, including free-flowing wine and beer. And, and then a percentage of that or a part of that will go to AAA and the raffle money. So you'll have a wonderful day, a wonderful afternoon. And if you cannot afford those things, then do the Dine and Donate program, or just donate €5 a month, or make
a good
one-off donation. But please do donate, because the animals are there. They didn't ask to be there. They're there. We're there to take care of them. Not everybody has to love dogs. Not everybody has to come and volunteer. Not everybody has to do a lot of work for it. But please, all you need to do is once in a while make a donation if you can, or become a friend for €5 a month.
Well, I have to say, I said it on Wednesday, I'm going to say it again. We are so lucky in Marbella that we don't have dogs running around everywhere, pooping everywhere, getting in the rubbish of the restaurants. Our city is clean because we have AAA, and it's a non-killing station, which means every animal goes in there is kept alive if it is humanly possible. So €5 a month, €60 a year to contribute to our clean streets, even if you hate animals, it's certainly a good reason to do it.
As I said, you don't have to love animals, but they're there. And again, they didn't ask to be there. They didn't ask to be kicked out. They didn't ask to be pregnant. They didn't ask any of it, but they're there. And luckily, there's a lot of volunteers and a lot of people taking care of them. And not everybody has to do that, but if we all stick together, and then at least the animals are taken care of.
Well, you're doing a grand job, little lass. Thank you so much, Lily. Lovely to see you again. Thank you for popping back to the studio. And thank you to all of you for joining us for another week of Marbella Now. Can't believe the time is just flying by. Christmas is around the corner and who knows what's coming. So please make the most of the now, the present. They call it the present because it is a gift. Take care of yourselves. Be nice to each other, and please join us again for another week of what's going on in Marbella Now. Hasta luego.